on the first date because you want to show them that you know how to impress a woman, take them out, have a good time. You know, you're not cheap. You want to
money ain't a thing.
Yeah, you gonna out there looking like you making it rain on them. Yeah, no, don't make it rain, y'all. It's all right. It's okay. I mean,
go home when your lights off.
A nice middle class restaurant like a Applebee's, a Chili's, a Olive Garden. That's more upper class, so that's still middle.
I don't know.
You don't
know.
Care. Yeah, I mean, but dating, you know, you don't want to put yourself out there in that place where you're really not that person. You're not that comfortable doing those things. So I mean, if you're an Applebee's guy, it's okay. Be an Applebee's guy. Don't go out there trying to go to Del Frisco's every other week and you can't pay your bills. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that. So dating is key when you're starting a relationship and, you know, being honest with your dating life. Yeah. I mean, it's not that hard of a concept to grasp, but just the whole aspect of going out on that date and just, it's about getting to know the person. Right. It's not about trying to impress the person.
Yeah, and that right there will help you to get to know somebody, because if I'm all bougie, you know, and okay, now don't get me wrong when I say this. Okay?
She about to drop something on you.
I don't want to offend any ladies who feel like they're only worth Ruth Chris and everything, but my thing is this. If I'm not doing it on a regular basis, you know, if I can't even afford Ruth Chris, you know, if I can't go to Del Frisco's, if I've never been to R2L, I think that's the name of that place. Look, I've never been. So, but you know, if I've never taken myself,
was that shots fired at me?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. You know, but if I can't afford those things on my own, you know, to go out, me and my girlfriend sometimes, or me and my kids, or just me when I was single, then don't only look for a man.
You could have kept talking. Okay. Yeah, I had to cut it. So we have a caller. Caller, hold 1 second, please.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I didn't know how that worked.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you know, don't expect for that man to just jump in on that first date and do that every single time, because you can have a great time at a less expensive place. I can have a ball if we go to North Bowl. We don't have to go to, what's the other one in Center City somewhere?
Lucky Strikes.
There you go. Lucky Strikes. That's like $1 million to get in the door. Then you got to pay for the ball. Then you got to pay for the left shoe and then the right shoe. I don't need all that. I'm good. We don't even have to go to North Bowl. We can go to the little eerie lanes. Like, I'm good. But to me, that will help you understand if you're compatible with that person. Because if you are that person who wants, you know, something, if you are that person who only does Del Frisco's, more power to you. Then maybe you do want that man that can help you to maintain that lifestyle. You know, but if you're not, don't go reaching. It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, definitely. Have had in the past. We lost our caller. Caller, please call back in. We are ready for you. But, you know, the comparisons to your past relationships, you know, can create a whole lot of issues. We have another caller calling in. Caller, you are live on the air with Married to God with Daniel Lynette. Who do we have calling in? Who's on the line, caller? Maybe it's the connection. I don't know. But standards and very difficult to literally put everybody in the same category, in the same sentence of everybody's the same. You know, I hear it too often with women that go out there and that all men are the same, they're all this, they're all that. They're really not. They're really not. A lot of times, it all starts with the person in the mirror. They say that you attract what you are.
Yeah.
So you start to attract what you want to attract by being who you want them to be.
Yeah. And one thing too, it's not necessarily that you attract what you are, but it could be something within yourself that is attracting that person. You know, so for instance, if as a female, you're always finding yourself attracted to these guys that's just always getting locked up and they all, you know, hustlers and they always on the street. What is it within yourself that's attracting to that? Because obviously, I mean, not obviously, you may not be on the corner and hustling in a jail, you know, in jail and everything, but it's something within yourself. It could be they have a lot of money and you've always wanted to have nice stuff. So you know that the street life may be able to afford them, you know, they may be able to afford all the fancy stuff that you've always wanted all your life. You know, so that's something that you really have to evaluate within yourself. You know, you can't say all men are the same. It's just all the men that you're attracting are the same.
Yeah, and she just hit something that's always pinched the nerve in my body. The street guys, the good girls and the street guys. I don't want to talk about it yet.
Oh goodness!
I don't even want to talk about it. I mean, because I'm a nice guy. I'm a sweet guy. I'm a little sensitive. I'm a chick flick guy. You know, I watch chick flicks. I've always watched chick flicks. You know, me and Lynette talk about my situation when Titanic first came out, and I had this big date. I was in 9th grade, and I had this big date, and I went to the movies. All these couples sitting around. My date stood me up. So I'm sitting in the movies by myself watching Titanic, crying all by myself, looking like a whole punk. But it's okay. Caller, we have a caller on the line. Caller, are you there?
I'm here. How are you, sir?
I am great. I think I know that voice. I think I know that voice. Who's calling in? Who's calling in and married to God?
Well, this is Dennis.
Dennis. How you feeling tonight, brother?
Well, you know, I like your topic. And I just wanted to say that, you know, sometimes I think things are generational. You know, a lot of females, they will see, you know, well, I say it like this. When it comes to raising kids and when it comes to having a daughter, majority of the women they're raised around, sometimes they're attracted to. So if their dad was stern, he handled business. Of course, they're going to be attracted to a man that's handling business. You know, I look at it sometimes, you know, with females growing up, you have men in and out your child's life. Every 5 seconds, they got an uncle. And another uncle.
Uncles.
Yeah.
I'm saying chances are that the young lady is going to grow up and that cycle will follow. And it don't always happen that way. You know, it don't always happen that way.
Yeah, you're definitely right.
With men, right? Same thing with men. You know, I'm not saying that they're attracted to a woman that's like their mother, but best believe if they're marrying a woman, she's got to at least have some characteristics that his mom. Whether they be physical, you know, or spiritual, mental, she's going to have some type of connection where he can connect and feel that bond there.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
You know, so that's just my outlook on it. You know, that's my opinion. I'm pretty sure people have others, but that's just what I see. And just, you know, what I know just from the experience, you know, just dealing with people, you know. So,
yes.
To do what y'all do, my wife giving me you need to cut it, I guess I'm talking to.
No, you good.
No, you are great. Hey, Kiera. What's up, girl?
Y'all keep it up.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
To God be the glory, brother. That's what it is, man.
We will continue listening.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate you calling in.
No problem.
Yeah, and Dennis hit on a wonderful topic. Everyone that knows me with my girls and with my woman. I am chivalrous. chivalry is not dead in this household. I teach my boys to open doors, to do the things that men are supposed to do, and I treat my girls with the same level of respect and just do the same things for them. I made a promise to myself. I'm going to make it hard for any man to think that he's going to have my daughter's hand in marriage, because I am trying to set the bar so high that it's just difficult to compete with your dad. That's what it is. And it's not just I'm teaching the girls that. I show them, because I do those same things with my wife. And chivalry, that is another foundational aspect that a lot of men, they just don't seem to get it. And like Dennis said, the generations, I want to go back to the original days with movies. When movies first came out, everybody put on their best. They got dressed to go out. Why can't we get back to that? What I mean, Neo tried to come out a few years back with the Year of the Gentleman. Every video that he did, everything, he was just suited out. Right. We need to get back to that, man, because I looked at movies at the sporting events, at baseball games, everybody's just suited out. And booted. And the ladies with they dresses on. Yeah. We need to get back to that, but the generational aspect of every generation is like some aspect of relationships and dating just seem to fall off, and just every single one. So chivalry is
a big one. Chivalry is actually something that I had to get used to myself, because and that kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, with Dennis, who called in. That kind of goes back to what you were exposed to growing up. I wasn't around. I didn't have an example of a man who was chivalrous. I didn't see men opening doors and pulling out chairs and all that kind of stuff. So it was foreign to me. So within relationships, it wasn't something that I looked for. And then here comes Daniel. Even as friends, he was always chivalrous. He always opened doors. He does it to strangers, and they look at him like he's crazy. People that are getting into cars with us, any of my girlfriends, they're getting into the car, and he will give you the death stare if you try to put your hand on that doorknob. Without him, he has to open the door for every female that he sees, no matter what. And it's funny because I don't even know if he notices, but sometimes I'll get weird eyes from women, female strangers. If he's holding a door and I'm standing there and I'm waiting for him to finish holding the door so that we can continue walking, they're looking at me like, "Oh, she probably gonna snap because he got her waiting on, he got her waiting on him because he's holding the door for me." But no, it's something that I admire in Daniel. But again, like I said, it's something that I definitely had to get used to, because I didn't know about it. I used to get the death stare all the time because I was reaching out to open the door myself.
And that goes back to what Dennis said as well. It was the way I was raised. It was the way my mother taught me to do those things. I think I was about 4 years old when I started pumping gas. I don't know. I think she threw me out there early, And, when you're in the presence of a woman, it's just certain things that you're supposed to do, certain ways that you are supposed to act. And man, that's a whole nother thing. So Lynette, all right, so listen, we done already told you on the Melting Pot Radio Network, with our big move to Spreaker, we want to be interactive with you all. So please, we're getting messages, we're getting calls, keep them coming. If there are any topics that you would like us to cover, just let us know. Use our email, meltingpotradionetwork@gmail.com. Interact with us. We have a chat feature on the online site that you could chat on the Spreaker app on your Android or iOS device. So yes, please interact with us. Now, what do we have here next?
So, our last caller is communicating with us still. He said he wants to say that sometimes women confuse a man's good manners with flirting. That's a good one. That is a good one. Listen, ladies, my man does not want you. Just because he held the door for you. No, but that's real. and I can speak on that from a real perspective because